we have a son of Houston in the building today. He is a radio legend. 2013 inductee of the Texas Radio Hall of Fame. That speaks enough right there. He also is a graduate of North Carolina A&T and a proud Aggie pride, Aggie Bulldogs, no doubt. And he's a proud grad, but it's an HBCU, so we have about that. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't heard the voice and don't recognize the voice, we have Mad Hatta in the building. Let's give him a round of applause for Mad Hatta in the building. That's right. Good morning, brother.
You probably haven't heard the voice in a while.
right.
But we know it when we hear it.
Thank you for having me here. First of all, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. I've been listening. I think it's so sad that we still talking about we need to get people out to vote.
Yeah.
It's 2020. After all the people that died and all the things that our foremothers and fathers have been through, we still got to encourage people to get out there and vote. Every time I hear those kind of issues, I actually kind of get sad. Like, we still talking about this?
Yeah.
You know, every time you see a police officer do something to a brother, like, this is still happening, you can go listen to an old school Marvin Gaye record, and it's just as
applicable
to what's happening right now.
Absolutely.
And it's really just sad, you know, that we still have to, you need to get out there and vote, and people don't still understand why that's important.
Right.
And we so built up on what Donald Trump is doing. Y'all better look at what these politicians right here in your city doing.
Come on, talk about it. Yes.
We totally looking over that so we can say how crazy we think Trump is. There's some crazy people right here in your city. You don't have to go far to find crazy.
At all.
Yeah. But anyway, this ain't about me. You know how you starting to get old when somebody said that, they want to acknowledge you for Black History Month.
Now, you know what? It's not even about old.
My girl said, you just getting old, baby.
So July and I were talking. We were talking, and we were like, yo, we gotta get some relevant people in the building that are from the city, that represent the city, who can speak to a number of different things. And I said, yo, let's try to get Hatta. So I hit a friend of mine. Shout out to Gary Mays, a good friend of mine. G Mays, that's my boy. It's like my older brother, man. I said, yo, I need to get in touch with Hatta. Like, how can I do that? We follow each other on Instagram, and we've connected a couple times, but I'm sure his DMs be popping and be full, so I don't know if he gonna see it this time. He said, I got you. So G Mays, I appreciate you, man, for assisting with this, and we just wanted to get you in, man, and just learn and just eat and get some game, some wisdom.
Whatever little bit of knowledge I can impart, I'm more than happy. So I don't know what to tell you that y'all already don't know. You're already broadcasters. You well briefed and you're well aware of what's happening in the community. I've been listening. I don't know what else to tell you, but it's a pleasure to have me here. And I think when somebody wants to acknowledge you, most of the time when people want to acknowledge me, I always turn it down because I always feel weird about that kind of stuff. But I could tell, I felt a little pressure from you.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, nah, this is going to be one of those occasions where I'm not going to say no, but I usually tell everybody no and stay out the way.
And so by digging around, I heard that. And I said, it can't be enough. Because to be honest with you, you're one of the reasons why I got into this.
Yeah, I bumped into you at the gym. I don't know when that was. How long ago was that?
That was a few years ago.
Was it really?
Yeah. When I first started, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I ain't seen you in a while, brother.
We go at different times now.
Okay.
But I've run into you a couple times at the polls, though.
Okay, all right. That's
but I ain't saying nothing.
Fair.
You're focused.
Yeah, I am. I'm an over-focused person.
Yeah. So I said, he got that look in his eye.
Okay, but I can tell you still going to the gym. I ain't want to make it sound like you ain't hitting the gym.
Yeah, we got different times. So give us your start in radio. Like, how did you get here?
You know what? I think anyone that wants to be in radio, I don't know if the new generation, they have any interest in that because they can just go to, their phone and next thing you know, they're Instagram star. But for us, I just wanted an understanding of why the radio station played the music that it played because I was a music guy. I was into hip-hop strong and music just in general. And I just wanted to understand better why the radio station played what it played, what were the politics behind it. I didn't really mean to get into radio. And then like everybody else that loves radio, you stumble into the college radio station. I met this wonderful woman who became my program director by the name of Yvonne Anderson. And she was asking me all these questions the day that I walked into the station, campus radio station. And she said, hey, if you're really interested, come back. So I came back like 2 or 3 more times. And she offered me she's like, you have any interest in going on the air? It was kind of like totally not my idea. I'm like, but I lied. I'm like, yo, yeah, of course. Obviously, yeah. And then, I used to always wear these like Run DMC hats at the time. She's like, yeah, we should put you on the air and we'll call you the Mad Hatter. I'm like, this is dumb. But she said, we'll give you a shift on the air, though. Yeah, Yvonne Anderson, she's the reason. And here's the thing, because those that know me, my nickname is Benny, but never call me that. But I always thought that one day I would get a chance to change that name. But what happened, my career happened so fast. You know, your name is your career. So all of a sudden, you know, you start, and this name becomes what you have to live by. But I always had the idea, I'll try to do that Puff Daddy thing, like over the years, I'll try to change it a little bit. But it never happened. And then I learned that my name there's an original Mad Hatter. And I think he's from Mobile, Alabama. He passed away a couple of years ago, R.I.P. And he had the name. So I was like the young cat in the game. He's like the OG. Right. So it was like almost some mafia stuff, man. He had for real. I went to they used to have these radio conferences back in the days. I used to love those. They don't do them anymore. But for those still interested in this business, they should start doing it again. But at this one conference where all the OGs were, the record companies and all that, it was a group of the old head DJs, you know, that were widely respected. And, you know, they were sitting there drinking their little hot, you know, they drinks and everything. And they literally, I had to come over there almost like on some mafia, bow down, kiss the pinky ring kind of like stuff. It was kind of deep. Everybody like, this is crazy. But he like, I like what you're doing, OG. Just keep, young player, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm watching you. And they kind of like gave me, all the OGs gave me, gave me the blessing. And so out of respect, though, I stopped. I spelled my name differently from the way it's really spelled to MADD. Hatta, and that's the reason why I spell it.
Okay. See,
but God bless the OG pastor.
So how important? And you touched on it, and I definitely wanted to get into it while you were here. How important is radio still now to you, in your mind?
Here's the thing. I realize that there's a place for radio still, but to reach out to, I think, younger generations or younger folks, we have to figure out ways to take these platforms to where they are. And there's several ways you can do that, through social media, through YouTube, through Facebook, through Instagram, through Twitch, through all of this. I think if you're not keeping up with them and not knowing what's happening with them, you're going to get left behind. But I think there's a piece of the pie that radio still commands. We can't just obliterate that and act like it doesn't exist. It does. But there's so many other mediums where you can get information now. So I think what radio has to do is develop it needs to look at itself and really examine itself and say, how can we better serve our community, like TSU? And that's where I think the win is for radio. If not, and you're just worrying about the dollar signs, I think it's going to go away, because you can figure out other ways to put your message out there if you're an advertiser. Mm-hmm. So I think radio needs to go back to figuring out how it can connect with the people, particularly young people. Yeah. And I don't know if it's done that well over the last few years.
How important is radio to the Black community from your objective, from your standpoint?
That's a great question. I was just thinking about that, because you know what, when I was coming up, Black, to be a part, it's funny, because to be a part of the community and do community things is automatically what you did as a jock. You know, the Tom Jordans and all the old school cats like that, you automatically, when you got in this business, you knew that you had to be a part of the community. It's not an ask. That is what you're going to do.
Expectation.
And I think over the years, because, this seeming equality in society, that community bridge that radio once was no longer is. And I don't think that, again, going back to younger kids, they feel that connection. But for Black people, there was a time where all your information came from, if they had one, the Black radio station. If we had to mobilize, if we had to move, if there's things that needed to be done, we did it by listening to the Black radio station. And the Black DJ was that guy that led us to that where we needed to be, or giving us the information that we needed to know. So it's interesting in 2020 to see how that plays out, and what the role of Black radio is for the Black community. That's a great question. I honestly don't have an answer for that, because I don't feel like youngsters are connected. The struggle that our parents and parents before them went through is different for these kids. A lot of these kids don't connect. They don't understand slavery. They don't understand that they're just one parent away from things that were really, really, really bad. And things are bad now still. Right. It looks pretty though sometimes.
Right.
But there's people that don't believe that, there's racism. There's some of us have kids that they've never really touched racism. They have middle class to upper middle class homes that they've been brought up in. And so real struggle, a lot of these kids don't know. I'll be honest, my kids don't know what real struggle is.
Right.
They have no clue. None
Right.
whatsoever. But I had a chance to see some of that stuff. They're so far removed from that. And that could be a problem, and we have to make sure we're educating those. So I do what I can to educate my kids from, a parent educating their child's standpoint. But we as a community, we have to figure out a way to make sure we bridge these gaps because we don't need to forget none of that history.
Right.
And it is seemingly being washed away. Even though you got all these movies and the things happening, there's a part of it that seems like some of the history gets washed away, and kids seem to be a little disconnected to that past.
Right. Wow.
I mean, listen, we are in the building on the radio waves, on the airwaves with Matt Hatta.
Thank you again. Thank
Houston
you,
legend, 20 years in the business. He's seen every part of it. So how has radio grown from when you started to now?
I think the growth that has happened in this business is the growth part that I'm not really fond of.
Mm-hmm.
The ability for these groups to become mega groups. And when you have an organization that's being owned by these mega groups, the community gets taken away, the touching the people gets taken away, and it becomes a dollar and cents deal because now they have bills they have to pay. And all these people that have an expectation about how much money you're supposed to have.
Right.
That changes the game a little bit when you
Yeah.
just can't go in and do good broadcasting and go out and just worry about the community. You have to worry about overhead and do we got enough for this and do we have enough for that. It changes the game a little bit. So that's the unfortunate part about it. I just don't if I like it or not. Doesn't really matter. It's what's happening. Does that change though? I don't think it changes. I think you'll see more, companies buying more and more and more and getting bigger and bigger.
Listen, these ad dollars are
It is what it is.
They run the game
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah.
And our program director Donna Franklin, she says hello.
Hey,
She
Miss
said she got
Franklin.
mad, respect
I got so
for you.
much love for her.
And she said because you get it.
She's always. Here's the cool thing. I think sometimes when we're in this business, sometimes people start to believe that we're enemies
Yeah.
because you're over there. But we're all in the same gang. And the funny thing about this business, as you can go up, you can also go
Right.
down. The same people you see up, you can see going down. And there's certain people that have always been gracious and loving with you from day one. And Miss Franklin, like I said, there's a connection with me at TSU. When I used to put out records, I would come over here and promote my records
Absolutely.
like I didn't work at a radio station. I'm
Listen.
just a rapper looking for an opportunity. You know what I mean? So,
Right. We have a call. Let's go to
Thank you,
the callers.
Miss Franklin.
Caller, you're live on the air on Impact Houston Live. Talk to us. Caller, you there? I think we lost him. Give us a call back. 713-313-4354. 713-313-4354. If you have any questions for these next couple minutes that you want to ask to your favorite radio personality, Mr. Matt Hatta, well, other than me, you can give us a call. We have a call on the line. Caller, you're live on the air on Impact Houston Live. Talk to us.
Good morning. How y'all doing this
We're
morning?
wonderful.
Good
How are you?
morning.
I was sitting in my car trying to get out, but I couldn't because Matt was making some really great points about the disconnect between the next generations and how they don't know the struggle. I'm 46. I don't have children, but I take my nieces and nephews on different excursions so that they can see that they may be raised out here in Cypress, but 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, Allen Parkway, Freemantown, they need to know the history of you and the struggle. And that's the only way that you can keep it going. If we don't teach them at a young age and show them that everything is not hunky-dory like it is out there in Cypress, then they're going to remain disconnected.
Yeah, this is
Until
true.
they get that
It's
rude
true.
awakening.
And you know what? And I'll be honest. Even I need to get better at that kind of stuff. There's so much, and this is what I learned. Ever since I took my walk of faith away from what I was doing before. That there's so much history in this city.
Yes.
Even musical in this city. A lot of people think some of the first record labels and the first artists, they'll think, they'll start with DJ Screw or Megan. We can go back to the 40s and 50s of some of the biggest record labels ever out of this city if you do a lot of research. And then there's just so much to see in this city. So she's right. There's a lot of history here, a lot of black history here. And we have to take it upon ourselves that, me, I always was a workaholic, though. But you got to stop take a moment and say, today we're going to go on this excursion so we can learn something, not just about our community, but about you as a human being, as a black person. So
Absolutely.
we got to get better with that. So I agree with the caller. Hello, ma'am. Thank you again. 100%.
I want to just say thank you. So
Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all.
my first time meeting you, and I know you don't remember me, but Kiki was his block party. And
there was a little thing in there at the little
the little place next door.
I do remember. I thought
Don't
I knew
mess
who,
with Texas.
I thought I knew who you were, but I didn't. This sounds like such a lie. I think I know you.
Right.
But I remember before the block party we came on the show, and I was just so taken, just sitting in the studio listening to you. So I just want to once again thank you for taking the time out.
Who's
Because
little baby running around?
That's Kalan's mini-me.
Hey, baby.
I just want to thank you because you have so much knowledge, and just listening to you and how you and Kiki were exchanging, I realized this man really knows a lot, so it's an honor to sit next to you this morning. I hope that we get to hear more from you. I follow you online. So thank you again for just coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We got callers lit up, but y'all, we gotta go. Y'all gotta call in early. We're gonna make sure that we get Matt Hatta back one more time to talk about some things.
Thank you, brother.
No, for sure, for sure.
Can we get you back in June for Black Music Month?
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna keep on being Black History.
All right.
Listen, we love it. We love it. We thank you for listening to Impact Houston Live each and every Saturday. Where we endeavor to bring you information and news that you can use. Talking all things political, all things community, all things politics. Get your butt up and go vote. Go vote. Go to your local. I know, right? Go to your local polling station. You don't have a reason not to. It's open until 7 p.m. You can go anywhere in your county of residence / where you are registered to vote. All right. Bring your proper identification, and you guys will be straight.
If you don't, MLK gonna be sitting there shaking his gong, saying,
Listen.
look at him.
Again.
Just look at him.
Just look
Come
at
up to
him.
TSU today, 10 to noon. We have the Black Women's March and Rally, and they will be rallying and marching to the polls. So come on out, plenty of opportunities, and we thank you as always for tuning in to your community station.
We'll see you next week.